So far, we have discussed the different ways to avoid undesirable birth through contraceptives and medical termination of pregnancy. But certain couples cannot conceive even when they do not opt any contraceptive method. This inability to reproduce is denoted by the terms sterility and infertility. So let's discuss. Timely, unprotected sexual cohabitation for 1 year between the couple, and even after that the pregnancy if pregnancy is absent, then the partner are sterile. So then the partners are sterile, means the sperm or the ova or both not produce. So this inability is termed as the sterility. It is termed as sterility. This sterility cannot be cured even with the medical intervention. So cannot be cured regardless of medical intervention. Means if the sperm or the ova do not produce, so the medical intervention cannot means develop the pregnancy. So it is the sterility. So here the pregnancy cannot occurs. Now the another term is the infertility. Infertility is not exactly similar to the sterility. It is the inability to give live birth. Inability to give live birth. Here the pregnancy can be present, but the baby to be born is not alive. Pregnancy can be present, but the baby to be born is dead. But the live baby cannot develop. So here the cause can be the birth defect or the complications during the pregnancy. They can be the reason. So let's have a comparative account of the sterility and the infertility to have a better understanding. So we are mentioning sterility as the S and infertility as the I. Sterility as S and infertility as I. So here it is the features or the characters. So first is the gametogenesis. Gametogenesis is absent into the sterility. It is present in the infertility. Then next is the fertilization. It is absent as the gametes do not produce, means the sperm or ova cannot produce. Here the gametogenesis is present. Then the pregnancy. Pregnancy is absent. Here it is present. The live birth. Live birth is absent. So here it is also absent. Then lastly it is the means medical assistance. Live birth with the medical assistance. So live birth with the medical assistance. It is absent and here it is present. It can be means rectified. The problem can be rectified through the medical interference, medical assistance. So these are the point of difference between the sterility and the infertility. And the reason for the sterility and the infertility can be the inadequate sexual hormones, physical, psychological factors, physical congenital disease, sexually transmitted disease, and tubectomies and vasectomy, can be the reason for the sterility and the infertility. So intake of the vitamin E, vitamin C, iron, zinc, and the folic acid, that is a vitamin B9, can help to lower down the problems to some extent. Healthcare units could help in the diagnosis and treatment of some of the disorders and through medications like fertility drugs, surgery, hormonal treatment, and enables the couple to have children. Where corrections are not possible, then the couples could have the children to be assisted through the technology that is termed as the assisted reproductive technology. Assisted reproductive technology. That is in short is abbreviated as the ART. ART. So this assisted reproductive technology is done in 3 cases. It is to be done when case 1. So in this, the gametes cannot comes near to one another. Nearer to one another at their own for fertilization. For fertilization or fusion. But the favorable condition for fertilization is present in the mother's body. Favorable conditions for fertilization present in mother's body. So the parental or the donor gametes are directly delivered at the site of the fertilization, means as they cannot comes together, means cannot comes at their own at the site of fertilization. So the parental or donor gametes are directly delivered at site of fertilization, that is ampulla of fallopian tube. So this can be the question for the NEET. The site of the fertilization is the ampulla of the fallopian tube. So as the fertilization takes place within the mother's body, so site of fertilization is mother's or the female partner, mother's body. So it is termed as the in vivo fertilization. Now the next case is second case. In this case, the gametes may or may not comes nearer to one another. Gametes may or may not comes nearer to one another, but the fertilization cannot take place within the female body. Here in the first case, the fertilization can take place within the mother's body, means the favorable condition are present. So it is the in vivo fertilization within the mother's body. But here in this case, second case, the fertilization cannot take place within the mother's body, means the favorable condition are absent for the fertilization. So here it is the favorable condition, fertilization cannot take place in mother's body. So the gametes are made to fuse artificially outside the body in the test tube. That is called as the test tube baby. So it is the in vitro fertilization. So the gametes are made to fuse. These gametes can be the parental or the donor gametes. Gametes, parental or donor, are made to fuse artificially outside the body in test tube. So it is termed as the in vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization, that is the in vivo fertilization. And now the last case is the case number 3. So in this case, the fertilization may or may not takes place in the female body. Gametes may or may not comes at their own at the site of fertilization. Means the case 1 or 2 can be present, but the main thing here, it is the implantation cannot occur within the mother's body. So implantation cannot occur in mother's body. So case 1 or case 2 may be present. So here this can be rectified through the surrogacy. Means the development of the baby is to be done in the female other than the mother. So it is to be rectified through the surrogacy. So now we will discuss the cause and the remedy for these problems. Means why does the gametes cannot come near to one another, or how they can be rectified through this assisted reproductive technology. It is very important for the through the point of the NEET. Certain questions are asked from this. So in vivo fertilization, in vitro fertilization, and the surrogacy, we will discuss their mode of action and the causes for the problems. So one by one we will take the case 1, 2 and 3.